Hello again. I made a new stick, a hazel stick, and I'm gonna...
That's a nice stick you got there.
Where did you come from?
I've been watching you for a while now. Now tell me about that stick of yours.
Well, it's a new stick I made. I'm very fond of it.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Hazel. Very smooth and straight. I must say this is one of your better crafts, sir.
Yeah, thanks, but can I have it back now?
Of course, of course. Here we go. Not friendly. Oh, that hurts.
Thank you very much. Now, let me show you how to make a stick. Now, as I was saying, I made a new stick, a hazel stick that is, and I'm gonna tell you why I chose a hazel stick and how I made this stick. Not so long ago, I made another stick out of Scots pine, and I was very proud of that one. But I felt it was something missing. I felt I could do better. I could build a better, stronger, quicker stick. So that's what I did. It's also very flexible and can absorb very good high impact. That's what it's known for. It's very bendy, very springy. Another thing is it's also very forgiving and easy to carve. That makes you can make great figures and decorate it a lot better than other wood types might do, like oak, that tend to be very hard. It's kind of middle of the pack wood. It's definitely heavier than Scots pine, but it has a lot more strength capabilities. It's a lot more springy, it's a lot more flexible, and can absorb impact a lot better. It's a lot harder, but it's not as heavy as oak or ash or beech tree, for example. So yeah, that's why hazel is kind of the perfect wood type. And also don't feel too bad for cutting down a hazel tree or a hazel branch, because they will grow back. It's a very sustainable way of harvesting walking sticks, really. People did it back in the Middle Ages for ages. They made walking sticks out of these hundreds and thousands of years ago even. And they even made building material, tools from it. So yeah, one of the most important things I find is that it's a very strong wood type without compromising too much of the strength compared to, you have like oak and ash tree. Those are very strong, but they tend to be a lot more dense and a lot more heavier. This one is still very light, and you can do all sorts of tricks with, especially your staff spins or self-defense lessons. So yeah, that's a great type of wood to make your stick from. The hazel tree is also known as the tree of knowledge and wisdom in Celtic mythology. This comes from the tale of the salmon of wisdom, where 9 sacred hazel trees grew around the pond. The nuts of this hazel tree were imbued with the knowledge of the world. There was a salmon in this pond that would consume the hazelnuts that fell into the pond and thus absorb the knowledge and wisdom of the tree. A druid named Finnegas tried to catch the fish for ages in his hunt for knowledge. Druids often made their staffs from hazel tree for this very reason, to absorb even a fraction of the wisdom and knowledge from the tree. So that's what I did. On one of my camping trips, I went looking for a hazel tree and sawed off a large straight branch. I left it a bit longer, so if it cracks at the end, I can still cut it off later. You want to strive for a stick that is between chest height and chin height, basically sternum height. Instead of cutting, I scraped off the bark. It looks a lot cleaner than cutting, and I rounded off the edges to stop it from splitting. Instead of charring only the bottom part like my previous stick, I charred the whole stick. It not only looks cool, it was also to dry it quickly and harden the outer layers of the wood to protect it from molds and insects. After I returned from my camping trip, I sanded it with some fine sandpaper to make it really smooth and accentuate the wood's pattern. Yeah, a little bit here. Now, for this one, I wanted to have the stick to have a real multi-purpose use, not just a walking aid. The bottom of my walking stick looks nice, but it wouldn't last very long in rough terrain. So I shaped up one end and glued on an alpine spike. I could have just glued on a blunt spike, but this point gives you an extra argument when you need to defend yourself from wild animals or even people.
It is too round on the top, it needs to be pointy. Round is not scary, pointy is scary. This will put a smile on the faces of the enemy.
One essential thing to practice my staff spins is to find the center of mass. To make it easier, I searched the center of mass and marked it. I also divided the bottom part of my stick into 5 centimeters, so it can act as a makeshift ruler. I also cut some grooves onto my stick for rubber bands. This way I can also use my stick as a tracking stick. My stick wouldn't be complete without some cool Norse-inspired engravings. I found a cool Norse saying, and this is what it says: Visdomer velkomin vatan sem han kemur. Or translated to English, it becomes: wisdom is welcome to wherever it comes from. It states that back in the day, Vikings valued knowledge and wisdom, no matter if it comes from a different religion, tribe, or even enemies. Wisdom is wisdom. I also engraved the center of mass with some cool Celtic knot design instead of just lines like my previous stick. It was my first time drawing one of these, but I'm very happy with the results. My stick is nearly finished, but to finish it off I just want to apply some oil to it, some nut oil. Apparently it's made from nuts and it would be real good at preserving the wood, so I'm just gonna apply some layers to it to protect it from the wetness from the elements, so it's really long lasting. Please don't make this sexual. Yeah, you can start making jokes now. Just give it a good rub, really. The final thing was to bind some natural cordage on there, so I always have some cordage at hand no matter where you are. Plus it looks cool. Now that everything's finished, this is the result.